This is going to be a video showing you a solar force of the new exotic mission as of release today called KELL's Fall. Remember, when the exotic missions come out, I start with the base difficulty first to teach you all it and the routing. Then we'll do the expert difficulty after that, right? That's how this works. So before you comment saying do the expert, I will do expert, but let me get the damn video out first, please. So there are 3 triumphs that this video covers. KELL's Fall Solo, KELL's Fall Solo Flawless, KELL's Fall Solo Flawless within 20 minutes. I did not know about this triumph until after the run. I didn't know that this triumph existed, but then when I've looked back at my run, it was less than 20 minutes. So I said, all right, that's kind of nice. So this was the version, right, that was done after the quest chain. So there was a huge quest chain, so I decided to do the quest chain first, then I would focus on my solos. The downside to that is I can't pick which version I want of the mission. I don't mean standard and I don't mean expert. I mean there's different named missions of KELL's Fall that are slightly different. There's variations among them, right, where there's different dialogue options and stuff. You know, all that business. So this run you're seeing, that you will see, is just the KELL's Fall standard after the quest chain has been done. And the final boss is a little different each time. So, yeah, I'm kind of weird about that. I wish I could select which version I want of the damn mission, because there is different bosses depending on which version you do. But let's just stick with the standard one as the story goes. Not to spoil too heavily, but it's basically on the final version is actually how it is meant to go, I guess. Right? So let's talk about loadout. Now, because it's the normal version, I'm not too strict with loadouts. You don't have to run exact things, but I will give you some recommendations. Damage over time is king in this because the bosses teleport a lot. Right? So I ran my baby Starfire stasis turret build. I've been banging on about this for the last week or so, and I'm going to showcase it in this run. I'm going to showcase it in other GMs because people have challenged me on how potent this build is. It's very powerful. I know I'm fully aware of how good it is. You don't have to run this. You can use Rhyme Code Rhyme, you can use other builds, whatever you want. This is just what I had on, right? I'm not going to go too much into mods because they're not that impactful in this mission, but I am going to say weapons. You know, maybe a longer range weapon for flying enemies. Velocity baton. If you don't have velocity baton, then maybe a rocket sidearm or lost signal, right? Anarchy is fantastic in this. Dragon's Breath will also be very good in this, just because the bosses teleport a lot, as I said. The exotic role, just to remind you, was Spirit of the Filament, Spirit of Starfire, which has a lot of synergy. We run Song of Flame. The Empowering Rift is part of my build kit. Right, I've explained at length about this build already. Arcane Needle, doesn't matter about Nade. Bleak Watcher, Helion aspects, because we don't need Devour. Fragments was Facet of Dawn, Balance, Hope, Courage, Dominance, Awakening. That was what I used on with the mission itself. So disclaimer right away, this is gonna be a run with no secrets at all. I have not looked up the secrets. I don't know what's going on with the secrets in this mission with the piano and the organ secrets, etc., etc. I'm going to leave it to the puzzle. The Rubik's Cube players can solve all that stuff. I'm doing a solo for you to show you the structure of the mission, the mechanics of the mission, what weapons you use, what's the combat like in this mission, etc. That's it. Now, it's not very challenging. That's another disclaimer. It's not a challenging mission on normal. I don't think Expert's going to make that much of a difference either. Don't worry, I will do a solo flawless on Expert. But for content, we always start with the normal version to help you understand the route of the mission. People who are at work who can't play, they've just got home, they want to know about the mission. Well, that's what this sort of video is about. So, you want to run past all the allies, the Scorn allies. You want to get a turret down immediately and look for the boss. He spawns at the back of the map. You want to get Anarchy on him as soon as you can because he keeps teleporting, right? Now, you want to obviously have a Devour kill chain, right? Because I know it's only on normal difficulty, but, you know, you still want to obviously be able to stay alive, so it's common sense. Make sure that you're keeping your Devour kill chain going, which I'm using the Starfire build, so I get Devour via my Empowering Rift. which equals more damage, and I get a turret, a solar turret to be precise, which is more damage than your standard stasis turret builds, apart from Rhymecoat Rymant, which is melting with Hail of the Storm, which I am not using that build. I'm using my own Starfire build, which I talked about last week, which I will be using it in GMs as well. I will be showcasing it in non-brawn GMs. But look at this. You just need to do half damage to the boss. He keeps doing immune damage. I'm going to pop a Transcendency because it took ages to be here for me. He really did on this run. He was very trolly, the Trickster. Okay, do half HP, all adds despawn. This video is going to be heavily talking about routing and where to go, where not to go. Like I said, this run does not contain any secrets, so I will do a 100% secret run, including Solar Force. I done it for Encore Overture. If you remember, I'd done that for Encore Overture last season. I'll do that for this, providing that I can. I haven't looked up any of the puzzles, so I don't know. I can't comment about something I don't know, do I? I don't know. I haven't been watching anybody else. I've been watching what I've been doing. I've been, I'm making this video to you. I'm spending extra time to do commentary, etc. So I'm locked into doing commentary jail while everybody else is doing Rubik's Cube puzzles. I'll let the other players do Rubik's Cube puzzles. So the mechanic is to activate fires. That will open a door. Then you want to go left, shoot the rubble, and this is the mechanic of the mission. There's a mirror world and a standard world. This is the main mechanic of the mission. You need to understand it. It's the same as Duality with the bells. If you've ever played Duality the Dungeon, it's the same as that. So you just want to run through. You're going to skip these ads. Jump over their heads. Jump over their heads. They're a time loss. You don't want them. You don't need them. Just run past. There's no need to kill them. Follow the fire. Follow the fire. So that one's activated already. We need to find I think we need to find some more fires to activate the next door. That is correct, actually. Yes. So that's fire. That's the second fire. They are different on different missions, though. The locations are slightly different. So that's the door we need to open up. There's 3 fires total. One was already open. We've got to find 2. There we go. Door opens up. So we needed to find 2 fires. One was already activated. Got it? Then we go for the door. This is the next section. We're going to shoot rubble on the right-hand side. This is your routing. Okay? This is like Presage. You've got to understand the routing. Once you understand the routing more and more and more, it becomes second nature and it's flying. It's fine. You fly through this mission, all right? So we go through the tunnel. We're going through. We're going to take a right. You can get lost in here very easily, and I did on my first few fire team runs of this. I did. Right, we're not even going to pop a banner because I know already that the boss isn't that strong. So here's a trick. Go through the mirror world instantly. The mechanic is to go and get prophecy or gambit motes. Let's call them prophecy motes for this video. They drop via the final shape enemies. The final shape enemies, whatever they're damn called, right? Those are the enemies that drop them. Grims don't drop them, and Scorn enemies do not drop them. Only the final shape style enemies, those ones, the Strand guys, whatever they're damn called, right? They drop 3 motes each. You need 10. 10 will get you empowered. This will allow you to damage the ogres, the Scorn ogres on the outside realm. This is the mirror realm. Right, we've got 10. The mirror is at the back of the map, look. Back of the map. Shoot the mirror. Boom, you're through. There's 2 waves of ads. Ogre right, ogre left. He gets melted with Anarchy. Anarchy melts them. So we're going to get a Rift Arm Devour. Use Anarchy to take down his shield. Look at the melt. Destroys him straight away. Just going to clear out the rest of the ads. Then we're going to go to the other side of the room. Remember, these ogres, they have shields. The reason why I'm penetrating the shield is because I've got Revenant empowered. You need to get the empowerment buff from the mirror world. Do you understand the mechanic? That is what the mechanic is. So look at this build. We keep spamming our turrets. We keep getting our rifts. We keep getting Devour. We keep getting Hellion turrets. Like I say, I've said about this build. If you missed it, you missed it. If you missed it, then you're seeing it now, aren't you? Right, and it is a GM build. You can solo any GM with this build up. The only one that would be in question will be Luminati. Anyways, let's focus on what we're doing. Boss spawns in mid, and he will not teleport at all. You can use a super here. Pop super, look at the melt. We just melt Canix. He's called Canix. Not Tanix, but Canix. Melt him in mid. Boom, you're done. That is the section done. Don't worry about doing that clear there. It's all the time waste. You can melt him down with Anarchy. Any weapons, really. But Anarchy's exceptional because damage over time will track immune targets. If a target runs away and he's immune, Anarchy's still tracking that location. So the best weapon for Trickster style bosses is Anarchy or Witherhoard. Witherhoard as well because that will track, right? It's up to you, right? But I recommend either or weapon. There's no champs in this. There is in expert, I think. I don't know. I haven't looked at the mods exactly. I think so. So we're just going to make our way through this door. Dialogue's plain. Don't worry, you won't bug out the checkpoint. Just follow the route on screen. Shoot the rubble for the tunnel. Shoot the rubble through the tunnel. Got the tunnel. Right, now we're going to keep going, and then there'll be a jumping section here. This is where you will get a death on a flawless if you do, but it's not that bad. It really isn't. There's much more harder traversals than this, believe that. So look, we follow the fire, follow the left, follow the lights. When Bungie makes anything in the game, they usually show you clues on where to go. And this shows you clues on where to go. Look, so we want to jump to mid. Take out one or two of these snipers if you want. No big deal if you do or you don't. But I'm just saying, look, maybe take one or two of them out. That's why I've got a scout on. A pulse would have worked equally just as good, just the same. Basically just the same. It's just, the scout is just on for Grims. That is it. It's on for nothing else. Velocity Baton will cover all DPS. All ad clear. And it will assist with damage. And Anarchy will cover all my DPS needs in this. So more traversal. So now we just want to jump over to where the game's obviously shown us where to go. You can see you've got to jump over here. But for the first time playing this, I didn't exactly know where to go, but I do obviously on this clear. You just jump down. Look, you can see it. So we're just going to jump down to where the mini cave is. We're jumping down to where that is. Again, this video is heavily focused on routing. It's heavily focused on where you to go, because that's the hardest thing about the mission. If you load up this mission the first time and you don't know anything about it, you will struggle on where to go. You won't struggle, but you know what I'm saying. It'll take you a bit of, figuring out, where do I go, what's the secrets, and you might get sidetracked by doing secrets. Which I will do the secrets, but I'll let Rubik's Cube players figure that out for me, then I'll steal their information, you know what I'm saying? And then I'll do 100% clear. No, I'm only joking. I'm not as malicious as that, but I will do 100% clear, but I'll leave it to the other players to figure out the puzzles. So we go through the mirror world straight away. You want to do DPS. Now, it does not matter about popping super. I popped super here, and I didn't need to, but it doesn't matter. We just need to do a third damage. We are timed, refracting timed. Now, this is the only part of the run where you could run out of time. I mean, you could, but what happened? There was a bug. Okay, so it bugged out on me, and I was struggling to find all of the free fires. So follow the screen. As soon as the boss is sendable, you want to go to the Curse for All cave and make your way to where the wizards are. Right? Kill the wizards, but there is a fire trap or a fire activation behind me somewhere, and I need to go and find it. At the time of the run, I kind of didn't know exactly where it was, but I knew it was in that room somewhere. But the actual fire light bugged out on me, so look, I'm going to go back and try and find it. I just need to clear some of these cursed. We are 1 minute on refracting, which we're not under any pressure, but I'm just stating I'm under 1 minute. So on other runs it was somewhere around here, but it doesn't. It ends up being at the back of the map in this cave, but I couldn't activate it, and I was like, what's going on? Is this the right one? Because it's glowing, look. So I'm like, oh yeah, that's it. I'm trying to activate it, won't let me. It's finicky. I end up activating it later. So I don't know. I guess you do wipe. I've never stayed in the mirror world when refracting ends out, but I can only assume you wipe when that goes to 0. I can only presume that is the case. Hey, I don't know. Maybe it teleports you back to standard, but I would assume it wipes you. I'm going to assume it does. To reset your refracting timer, just go through the door. Now, you need to open that door that you just saw. You need to activate 3 fires. These are plates. They're something else. They must be some secret. We are looking for the free fires. Right? Now, here's one. So we shoot some rubble. Remember, free fires will open the door that we need to proceed. And it's in the standard realm and the mirror world. So we've got one already. I'm looking for the other one. There's 3 total, sorry, right? There's 3 total, and it opens that door. So right now I'm trying to find it. I'm like, where is it? But obviously I've already found it. It's just I was confused. I was like, is it bugged? Is it not? So we've activated that one. So that's 2. So we need 1 more. And I know that it is in this realm. It's the one I showed you a minute ago. It's just that when I go back, I end up finding out how to activate it. You've got to crouch. It was just sort of finicky, right? So I'm like, okay, let me go back to the one I found. So even though I'm messing around with all these traps, I still did it less than 20 minutes, which I had no intentions of doing. I didn't know about the 20-minute triumph. There we go. We get the activation. So I had to crouch and then hold it. So then we can go back and the door's opened, right? So the door, that small door, right, has opened. We can go to that small door and proceed with the encounters, which is basically here. I thought I was going to fall off map there for some reason. I didn't realize there was going to be an island there, but there we go. So the door's opened. Boom. Next encounter. So the next encounter is just the boss and a load of wizards. We're going to get a turret down, get our rift down, get our devour, melt all the ads. We are using the new void perk. I haven't had enough time to think about it or tell you anything about it. I haven't had time. I've been doing the exotic mission, looking at the exotic mission, etc. So I don't really have any thoughts about the new mods that we've got in the artifact because I haven't had much chance to even read them, right? But look, we send the boss. That's him down to 2/3. So this is an actual... This fight is one boss fight spread out over a huge arena, basically. It's very good. Very good design. This mission, I think, is not too long, which is good. I don't want it too long. Encore was too long. This mission's got a good pacing to it. It's Scorn based, some of my favourite enemy types in the game. I don't know if it's my favourite enemy type in the game. I think splicers are from Wrath of the Machine, you know, the Siva based enemies are. But in Destiny 2, maybe Scorn enemies are my favourite, I guess, because I don't know, they're the most interesting enemy race to me. Vex are as well. It's a toss up between the two. But look, we go through the mirror world. This is final phase. Be careful of an ogre spawn at the back of the map. You want to super this to avoid the ogre. Just use your cover, use Anarchy, use Velocity Baton, use the super. Look, he's dead. Boss is dead straight away. That's the ogre I'm on about that pushes you. But because we stood behind the door, ogres don't like doors, do they? And if they can't see you, they can't do nothing. We use the cover to our advantage. We go through the portal. We're then proceeding with the next section. So you can see we're steadily moving on. When you hit the elevator, that's when you know you're near the next to final section. All right, the stairwell section. All right, so we're just going to deal with it as is, but you can run all the way to the top, then deal with the enemies if you want to do it like that, which probably is better because they'll all round up for you at the top. But the enemies just sort of spawned as I come in here, so I just ended up dealing with them as face value, just killing them here. Boss spawns halfway up the stairwell, right? Now I actually set up and just deal with the boss here. So there's the boss, believe it or not. By the way, this boss, this trickster boss, he isn't big enough. His model's not big enough, so he looks like a standard Scorn Raider, basically. He's maybe a half an inch taller than a standard Scorn Raider, so sometimes I could not distinguish the boss from a standard Scorn. I mean, look at how small he looks. That's what I was saying. Like, he's so difficult to fight because he's so small, and he looks like some other Scorn enemy and not the boss. I found that a little annoying to find him, but I guess that's his deal. He goes invis, he goes immune. That's his deal. He's a Forsaken boss, actually. This trickster's from Forsaken. From Forsaken. So I'm not a huge fan that they've used this boss, but what new bosses have they added in this? Well, they haven't. So that is a big minus, I guess. But the overall mission design is good enough to say, look, the mission's pretty good. I haven't run it on expert, and I don't know all the secrets with the mission, so I can't fully judge it yet. But I can see, you know, look, the mission's not too long, which is a plus for me. Encore was far too long. This is a better flow to it. We'll see how the mission ages over time, and I can give a better opinion on how I feel about the mission, etc. So look, the boss is hanging around at top. This is why we use Anarchy. We've got a debuff. We're letting Anarchy try and track him so that I can keep a track on him. Ads will spawn up. Obviously, make sure that you're doing your devour chain killing. You know, this is kindergarten stuff. Make sure that you are doing that. Anybody who suggests a build on Warlock without devour, come on, people. I've had a few suggestions lately of running Warlock builds, certain builds. Loads of people message me daily. What about this? What about that? And if there's no devoured kit in that build, I will be mad, right? And there has often been people suggest builds without devour in your kit. Please, devour must be in your kit somewhere. Now for this mission, no, but for endgame stuff, yes. Yes. It's just ease of use. You should be able to kill an enemy, get a health regen, kill an enemy, get a health regen. Do we all understand how Devour is king? Anyways, the final boss fight, you want to kill the waves of enemies until the boss goes into a final stand position. Fikra will go into a final stand position. Remember, this is this version of the mission. Your version of the mission might be slightly different to this, because if it's slightly different, he spawns in a different boss. Anyways, just kill all the enemies until the boss does his thing. You then need to go in the mirror world and get empower buff. I believe so. You go in there, you kill the enemies for the empower buff. Right? So we're going to get a turret down. Remember, the final shape enemies drop the motes. None of the other ads drop the motes. But that doesn't mean to say that you shouldn't kill Grims. By all means, kill them. It doesn't take that long to kill a Grim, does it? They're annoying when you leave them alive. I suppose when you devour chain killing, it doesn't matter too much, right? I'm just saying, look, you can kill 1 or 2 and then move on. But yeah, 10 essences. So get your essences, right? And get ready for Fikrul to spawn in. Now, I was slightly confused on Final Stand. So here we go. He spawns in. I get Revenant empowered. So yeah, you do need to. And there's immune damage. I was like, why am I doing immune damage? Oh, but you've got to break the mirror, look. There we go. Break the mirror, and then the boss is damageable. So I messed around a little bit there. Didn't matter, though, because we had enough damage in our kit to melt this boss with our Song of Flame and Power and Rift, debuffs, Anarchy damage. Look at the DPS. That was the first video on the solo flawless of the exotic mission on standard. There'll be more to come revolving around the mission and the exotic shotgun. Hope you enjoy. Thank you.